What is going on, ALGORIDGMO Mafia? How are the people doing, guys? In today's video, we're going to be talking about the first UFC card of 2024, guys. Magomed Ankalaev taking on Johnny Walker in a UFC Fight Night main event in the UFC Apex, guys. I'm very pumped up for this card, and I hope you guys are too, man. There's going to be some fun fights on this card. A lot of finishes, I believe. There's a lot of favorites on this card, in my opinion, that are favored to win the fights. You guys know what I'm talking about, but particularly, we're going to go through every single fight, man, from the bottom to the top. I will be giving out my full card predictions, as always, guys. Last month, we came in clutch at UFC 296, went 11-1 on picks predictions. Regardless, though, you know, I think this fight card, people, I think this is going to be a fun card to watch. So make sure you tune in, grab the snackies, grab whatever you're going to be eating for this fight night card, and enjoy. Let's get straight into the predictions, guys.
Shout out to the GOAT, RJ's MMA. What's good?
In the flyweight division, guys, we have Felipe Bunes, I'm not sure how you say his name, taking on Joshua Van. Now, this should be a really intriguing fight. As a lot of people know, Joshua Van is a really good fighter, currently 2-0 in the UFC, looking really good in the flyweight division, a great prospect to look out for. But, you know, I don't know who Felipe Bunes is. I'm going to be real with you, man. I have no clue who this dude is. He's 13-6, not the best record. And he's lost to a lot of people in his career who are good fighters. But I think he just has one too many losses for me to pick him against Joshua Van here. You know, Joshua Van, great boxing. You know, he's shown the ability to be able to go through adversity. And he's a really good prospect to look out for in the flyweight division. So my prediction for this fight, guys, I'm just going to go with Joshua Van here. Obviously, he is coming in as a -140 favorite over here in Australia. As you can see, he is a pretty moderate favorite. I'm going to go with him by a 29-28 decision win. I think he outboxes Felipe Bunes, just has the bigger moments in the fight. I don't see Bunes being a threat here. Moving on to the lightweight division, we have Tom the Big Train Nolan taking on Nicholas Motta. Tom Nolan will be making his debut here. I'm really excited to see the debut of Tom Nolan. I think he gets it done here by first round knockout. A lot of people, you know, they might look at me and be like, yeah, this, you know, you're hyping this guy up too much, but he definitely is the real deal. He's undefeated for a reason. He's undefeated in his career other than one loss as an amateur, I believe. But as for Nicholas Motta, the main reason is, bro, Tom Nolan is a striker, okay? Nicholas Motta, all of his losses are by knockout. So what does that tell you? This man is chinny. This is a tailor-made matchup for Tom Nolan. So my final prediction for this fight, guys, give me Tom Nolan to get the job done inside the distance. He will have a 6-inch height advantage against Nicholas Motta. He is 6'3". Nicholas Motta is a little midget, with all due respect to the man. And he will be lucky to get past the first round. I will say that. I do believe that Tom Nolan is going to make a huge statement in his debut fight. There is a reason he is the favorite. So, guys, we are going with Tom Nolan by knockout. Believe that. In the featherweight division, guys, we have Gene Silva making his UFC debut. He will be taking on Weston Wilson, who is 16-8. This guy honestly does not belong in the UFC. I don't think he is a UFC caliber fighter, but he is Steven Wonderboy Karate's teammate regardless, you know. But let's just say, you know, he's a Wonderboy from Wish. And the thing is, you know, Gene Silva, this guy's name is Lord Assassin, bro. I am pretty worried about this dude just going in there and destroying Weston Wilson. I actually saw some people that are predicting Weston Wilson for the upset. I just don't see how he gets it done. Gene Silva has huge knockout power. I don't think he deserves to be a huge favorite, but man, I have to go with Gene Silva inside the distance here by knockout. Moving on into the bantamweight division, guys, we have Farid Basharat taking on Taylor Lapalus. And all I'm going to say is I've been a lot more impressed with Farid Basharat than Taylor Lapalus. I thought that Lapalus in his debut fight in the UFC, he looked a little bit mid against an undefeated opponent from the Cage Warriors, so not the worst, you know, look, but still, I have a lot more faith in Farid Basharat to get the job done. Lapalus will be coming in as a moderate underdog, so that's just kind of how the odds are going. Farid Basharat, he is really decent. He has some great wins, you know, over Damon Blackshear. Recently just got a submission win. This guy is very well-rounded. So is Lapalus, but I think that Farid Basharat is a great prospect to look out for in the 135-pound division. Guys, at the end of the day, you know, I don't know why the UFC made this matchup between two prospects. But at the end of the day, man, I just think Farid Basharat, you know, even quicker, you know, just everywhere, the better fighter all around. I will go with Basharat by a 29-28 decision win. Guys, we are heading back to the bantamweight division once again between Marcus McGee and Gastos Bolanos. Guys, this should be an interesting fight. I will be picking Marcus McGee here. He is coming in as a moderate favorite. At the end of the day, man, this guy, Marcus McGee, he is 8-1. He has 2 wins in the UFC right now, no losses. Gastos Bolanos has 1 win in the UFC, but I can't really take too much from that 1 win he got. Marcus McGee has 2 knockout wins in the UFC, or sorry, he has 2 finishes in the UFC from 2 wins. At the end of the day, man, yeah, we're not going to bother spending too much time here. I think Marcus McGee will get the job done by decision, but I won't be surprised if he gets fraud checked. In the welterweight division, guys, we have Preston Parsons taking on Matthew Semelsberger, and I'm not going to spend too much time on this prediction. I will be going with Preston Parsons, guys. This is one of those type of predictions that I'm kind of willing to lose since I make so many right predictions. You know who I am, but listen. Matthew Semelsberger, he's on a 2-fight losing streak. Preston Parsons coming in as a slight underdog. I can see him kind of out-grappling Semelsberger. Semelsberger has negative fight IQ when it comes to grappling defense. This guy, he just can't get up off the ground once he gets taken down. And as long as Preston Parsons can survive the big right hand that Matthew Semelsberger brings, the knockout power, I think later the fight goes, I think Preston Parsons will drag Matthew Semelsberger into that wrestling heavy style, and he's going to win a decision, guys. Hear me out. This is a prediction I'm kind of willing to lose. I will trust in Preston Parsons, but I do want Matthew Semelsberger to get the knockout. Next up, guys, we have the Pitbull, Andrei Arlovski, taking on Waldo Cortez Acosta in a heavyweight bout. As you guys can see, Andrei Arlovski is a huge underdog. Waldo Cortez is a -600 favorite, which is just ridiculous in my honest opinion. That just shows, you know, he's going to go out there and do his thing. Salsa Boy will be getting that knockout against Andrei Arlovski. I'm going to go with a round 2 knockout. Regardless, I don't care what the round is. Those betting lines are just, you know, we know what's going to happen to Andrei Arlovski. Alright guys, we have made it to the main card of the first UFC event in 2024. Guys, don't forget to go smash that like button. It always does help me out a lot. I appreciate it. But listen, man, in the middleweight division, we have Bruno Ferreira taking on Phil Hawes. And the way that I'm thinking about this fight is Phil Hawes, because he's a really chinny guy, he's not durable whatsoever when he gets hit on the chin. I really think he has to have a perfect game plan. He has to, you know, be perfect for 15 minutes straight. There's no way he can make one single mistake against a guy like Bruno Ferreira, who has vicious knockout power. Honestly, though, Bruno Ferreira, he does have a really good knockout victory of Gregory Robocop Rodriguez at middleweight. I think that's a pretty good win to have. But other than that, we haven't seen much of him. He got knocked out by Nursultan Rizabulov. But other than that, listen, this guy has 10 wins, all by finish, and most of them are by knockout. I do think at some point he will catch Phil Hawes on the chin. Unfortunately, I think Hawes should retire after this fight. I'm going to go with Bruno Ferreira with a 3rd round knockout, because I see Phil Hawes doing really good in this fight, looking like an absolute fucking beast, and he's going to get put away, folks. In the bantamweight division, guys, we have Ricky Simón taking on Mario Batista. Batista is ranked number 23, and Ricky Simón is ranked 11. This should be a really fun fight, guys. I'm not going to lie. My prediction, we're going to ride with Ricky Simón here. Mario Batista is a really good fighter at bantamweight, but I just think, you know, in a division like bantamweight, there's so many levels. The way that I see it, guys, is Ricky Simón went to the 5th round against a fighter like Song Yadong. You know, he's 20-4. I mean, Mario Batista, you know, he's a good fighter, but he's really built his resume off beating cans. You know, he's kind of just a guy who will be in the top 25 at bantamweight, I believe, for a long time. I don't know if he'll ever crack the rankings. He will be lucky if he does crack the rankings. Both these guys are grapplers. I mean, Ricky Simón, I think he's going to land the bigger power shots throughout the fight. And I just think, you know, Ricky Simón will have the bigger moments the entire fight. He'll, you know, be better in the scrambles. He'll be better everywhere. So I'm going to trust in Ricky Simón to get the job done and kind of fraud check Mario Batista. In the lightweight division, guys, we have our guy, Jim Miller. He will be taking on Gabriel Benitez, and I am honestly really excited to see this fight, guys. My prediction, I am going to go with Jim Miller, alright? Now, Jim Miller, you know, he's a veteran in the UFC. He has the most fights. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to trust Jim Miller to get the job done in this matchup here, guys. Gabriel Benitez is 7-6 in the UFC. Not really the best fighter. He has been knocked out a couple times in the past. You know, this guy does have a pretty suspect chin. Jim Miller is a tough motherfucker. Regardless, whatever happens in this fight, Benitez will not be finishing Jim Miller whatsoever. I think Jim Miller, at the end of the day, you know, he's going to win this fight by decision, or he's going to go in there and just get a 1st or 2nd round knockout, guys. He will be a part of our parlay, which I will be discussing if you guys are watching at the end of the video. We're going with Jim Miller, guys, the 40-year-old. Guys, we have made it to the co-main event, alright? We have the Giga Chad-based flyweight himself, Manel Kape, taking on Matthias Nicolau. Now, Manel Kape and Matthias Nicolau actually fought back in 2021. This is a rematch. This is a rematch between these two guys, which is very interesting. They already have fought each other. They know what it is like. And because of that, I'm going to favor Manel Kape to get the job done here. I think that Manel Kape has the better hands, the better boxing than Matthias Nicolau. I think he's cleaner with it. I think he has, better boxing combinations. A lot of people say that Manel Kape doesn't have boxing defense, which might be true. He might get hit at times. But Matthias Nicolau, he's not knocking anybody out in this fight. The only way he can win is if he takes down Manel Kape. Yeah, man, Matthias Nicolau's a scaredy cat. This guy runs away, and then when you try to press him, he takes you down. It's a smart game plan, but at the same time, I think if a patient Manel Kape goes in there, you know what I mean, doesn't try to rush anything, I think he will box the blatant head off this fool, yeah? So I'm going to go with Manel Kape getting a close win. I think this fight will be really competitive and close. I don't think it's going to be a dry out like a lot of people are saying with Manel Kape. I think he will have a tough fight, but it's going to be a 29-28 unanimous decision win for my guy, Manel Kape. You heard it here first. And that takes us to the main event of this fight night card, guys. I am super pumped for this rematch between Margobred and Ankalaev versus Johnny Walker. Guys, I'm telling you, man, I'm really, really excited the UFC made this fight. I feel like the winner definitely should get a title shot, after Jamal Hill regardless. You see Johnny Walker, man, he's a plus 350 underdog. I can't trust this man to get the job done. Not only is he a bit chinny, but he doesn't have the best fight IQ. Magomed Ankalaev, on the other hand, super well-rounded, incredible wrestling, decent stand-up, not the best stand-up, but when Magomed is patient, that's when he's at his best. And I think in this fight, he's going to be able to just be smarter than Johnny Walker. These inbreds, bro, they're born for fucking fighting, dude. They know exactly what they're doing. And I just think Johnny Walker is just, he's on a great run right now. He really is. And he actually should have won the last Magomed Ankalaev fight by disqualification. I don't know if it's just me, but the Saudis are doing some weird things over there. But anyways, my final prediction for this fight, though, guys, I will be going with Magomed Ankalaev by decision. I honestly want Johnny Walker to win, and I think he honestly does have a good chance. I'm kind of sensing a fluke, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like, if anyone remembers this, if Johnny Walker KOs Magomed, we're gonna have to come back to this video. But regardless, I think Magomed is just way smarter than Johnny Walker. Johnny Walker is very hesitant in certain positions in his career. When he has these big fights, he doesn't seem to pull the trigger, and he just doesn't have the best fight IQ in general, man. You know what I mean? He has the athletic ability of a fucking Greek god, but at the end of the day, man, fighting is all about skills, and I just think Magomed is better when it comes to being a better, skill set fighter. What the fuck am I saying, dude? I'm going with Magomed Ankalaev by decision. I mean, I need Johnny Walker to win. Let's just see what happens. Let's see what happens. Alright, guys, that was the end of my predictions. But listen on, man, we do have a parlay that I'm going to be throwing out there for you guys. I am one of the best fight pickers on MMA YouTube, and it's just, I'm very confident in my ability. So listen on, man, we will be throwing out the 4-piece parlay. I'm going to go with Joshua Van, Jim Miller, Farid Basharat, and Tom Nolan, guys. Lock it in. We're gonna have these 4 guys on a parlay. Throw however much you want on this parlay. At the end of the day, these guys are all favorites, so you might not hit that much, but I will be putting a fair bit on a parlay like this. I mean, this is my first time betting on MMA, and I get a lot of picks right, so I'm very confident. But I want to say thank you so much, guys, as always, for watching the video. I do appreciate anyone that sticks around to the end with these prediction videos. Guys, make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe. I will think about doing a live stream for UFC Vegas 84, but until then, guys, take care. Woos.